Okay, so I think we're back. So thank you again. I was having to come in and out of the stream because of copyright stuff, but we were going over the video that you may have seen now. I will try to show it again here briefly. I don't know if Instagram is going to block me, but I want to show at least a little bit of it again because we're talking about the story behind Miss USA Cheslie Kryst. And I want to, even before I say the word, I want to just warn that this is talking about mental health issues that are very sensitive. So if you are triggered by this or this is uncomfortable, please just be aware. We're talking about suicidal ideations and thoughts and concerns. And so, I guess to reset the stage, I wanted to talk about this today because having been through mental health issues, mostly with fear and anxiety, but some depression, I have always been an advocate of this topic, and I am convinced, and I feel like it is in some ways my role to talk about these things because I believe that in the church, for many reasons, this is still not talked about enough, and leaders and pastors and their wives and friends and worship leaders and the average person in the pew are dealing with these things, and they when they watch videos like this one that I'm going to show you here, they know that that's them, but they have nowhere to go. The place that they love the most, the church, often doesn't talk about this enough. And so I want to just play a little video because I want to tell you that there is a place where you can be heard. Obviously, we have counselors and therapists, and we have spiritual coaches like myself. I'm a certified mental health coach, and this is what I do. But more than anything, I want you to know that there is a community for this. And this is what we're trying to create here with all that I do and all the online stuff that I try to provide is to provide a community that addresses, and really even more than addressing it, that creates and holds space for this, that you are safe here. You don't have to get over this in a week or two, as you'll hear here in a second. These are things that Cheslie dealt with really her whole life, and your life doesn't have to end the way hers did. But I think for all of these things to be normalized and to be talked about, there has to be a safe place. And it can be the church, it can be this space, it can be us talking one-on-one, it can be you just simply knowing that there is a community for you called gozo, called joy. Gozo, of course, means joy. And that we love you, and that I know what it's like to go through some of these issues, and many people, young people especially, and most of them Christian leaders. Yes, I would say the older that you get, the harder it is to admit any sort of weakness for more than a couple of days. But I think that not everyone deals with this, obviously. 40% of people, the statistics are, that say that do deal with some sort of mental health issue. So yeah, 6 out of 10 people do not deal with this. But those 4 out of 10 that do, and especially those young people of faith, and it can be older people like me, but anyone of faith especially, I want you to know that you're not alone and that this is a safe place for us to walk together through this journey. So let me go back here and show you this video. As I said, I'm going to try to add some music to it in the background so that hopefully it doesn't get tagged and because of copyright stuff, but we will see how long we can go. Okay, so here's a little clip from the Red Table Talk with Jada, right? Smith, you know, the famous Will Smith. His wife has a show on Facebook Watch called Red Table Talk, and so here's a little glimpse, little clip of this video here. So let's see if we can hear this.
Into some pretty legendary shoes, those of Tom Cruise.
Oprah, this is a transformational tour.
She had her dream job as an Emmy-nominated correspondent for Extra.
Wow, you look incredible.
You a savage.
Thank you.
Don't act all cute and sophisticated on this little red carpet now.
What many didn't know is underneath it all, Cheslie was reeling from debilitating depression.
Wow. Wow.
On January 30th of this year,
Cheslie jumped to her death from her 29th floor balcony. For the first time, we're hearing from Cheslie's mom, April Simpkins. Welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity to talk about my baby. Pleasure. You as well. We're gonna have you sit right over there.
We're really happy to have you here.
It's good to be here. It's healing for me to talk about Cheslie.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Our deepest sympathies
And
for
condolences.
your loss.
Yeah. As a
thank you.
mother, I can't imagine.
I never thought I would be here.
Yeah.
She truly was my best friend. She was the first person I talked to when I woke up. We would literally just go about our morning, FaceTiming each other. She'd be putting on her makeup. I'd be getting myself ready at my desk. How's your day? What's going on? So to not have that makes mornings awful for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'm going to get over the grief. I'm trying to accept that grief and I are going to do life together.
Can you tell us about her personality?
I have 6 children, and Cheslie's second in line. There was always something incredible about Cheslie. Her intelligence was there from birth, honestly, and a lot of her achievements didn't really surprise our family. She always sought to do better, to learn more. She was always speaking on behalf of her siblings, and the way she would call me up and negotiate their punishment. Mom. She started that speaking for others at a young age. I think what shocks so many people is when you see her on television, when you see her on Instagram, TikTok. I don't know about you. She's smiling, she's bubbly, and that was Cheslie. But Cheslie was also battling depression, which she hid.
Did you see any preliminary signs or?
I did. I knew Cheslie was suffering from depression. I didn't know the severity of it.
Yeah.
This was not her first suicide attempt. She'd attempted suicide before, and it was after that first attempt that she and I grew very close, and I wanted her to feel comfortable calling me. If ever you're in crisis, call me.
Right.
And she began taking all the right steps. She began seeing a counselor. She was getting good sleep at night. She knew all the things to do.
Hey y'all, I do a lot to make sure that I maintain my mental health. And the most important thing that I did is talk to a counselor. I take time at the end of every single day to just decompress. I unplug, I shut my phone off, I don't answer messages. I just sit and watch my favorite movie.
Wow.
Cheslie had the ability to deflect.
Yeah.
So if you said to Cheslie, how are you doing? She'd say, I'm fine. How are you? Yes.
I know all about
And we would
that
just
one.
talk about you and what you got going on. And I think for so many, that's why they feel like they were best friends with Cheslie.
Yeah.
Because she was so intent on talking about them,
Yeah.
not her.
That's right.
At what age did you start noticing symptoms?
She was in her early 20s, just before that first attempt. That was the first time I noticed smiles were a little forced.
Yeah.
And I thought, honestly, maybe it's just stress. I mean, she was getting 2 degrees. She had a lot going on.
That's huge.
And then the attempt happened, and we had conversations that we really hadn't had before. And I just really felt like she was doing all the right things.
Yeah.
And the morning of her passing, Cheslie left a note in her apartment. Very simple, just said she wanted to leave everything to me. Sunday mornings, Cheslie knows I go to work out at my exercise class. I was leaving my class.